Welcome to my supplemental packet tracer for class CIS 101 on configuring EtherChannel. I just want to give a shout out to Shauna Alexander for answering my endless questions. I've really been glad that we have been able to connect this quarter or term and be able to share some of this stuff. She allowed me to watch her class video on this packet tracer, and it really helped me a lot. Plus, she actually showed me, watching her video, I see that she has the activity information on the side where I've been reading it on my second monitor, so I thought it would be a good idea to have that here also so that you can follow along. So thank you, Shauna, and here we go. So the objectives here is to view the default layer 2 configuration and then to configure EtherChannel. So EtherChannel enables the switch administrator to increase bandwidth between switches by bundling together between 2 and 8 links. In this scenario, you will bundle 2 fast Ethernet links to form a single logical link with an effective full duplex bandwidth of 400 millibytes per second. So as you can see by the thing here, our little diagram, we've got information going back and forth on this, but we do not have information going back and forth on this. Somehow this one is not connecting. Okay, so we're going to open up our DLS1 and we're going to go to the CLI, and in order to get into exec mode, we need to type in enable. We know that, and hit enter, we know that we're in exec mode when we have the little number sign there. Alright, so these this right here, we need to do both of them, so we're going to open up both at the same time. So let's just put that there and on. Okay, I lose that. Okay, I can't, when I minimize mine, it goes down into the bottom of my screen down here. So we just need to remember to go back down there and get that. So on number 2, and we can tell which one we're on by here, we're going to put ourselves into exec mode, and we know that we're there. All right. So on the oh yay, look at that, I got both of them. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right, so we're going to perform a show run to view the current configuration. So here's one, and we're going to type show run and hit enter. All right. Maybe we can do these side by side and compare them. Okay, looks pretty much there. And then we're going to issue the show interfaces trunk and show interfaces switch port commands. So all right, so show interfaces trunk. That didn't seem to do anything. And show interfaces. When it doesn't do anything, I need to make sure I've spelled it correctly. Show interfaces trunk. Okay. Show interfaces switch port. Let's hit enter. Ah, we got some information there. Okay. Huh. Not funny. Didn't have to. Oh, there we go. Okay. And so on number 2, we're going to go show interfaces trunk Hit enter. Again, we didn't get anything. All right. So looking at the two of these, FA1, enable, dynamic auto, down, encapsulation. Okay, so there's more to this information. So all of this. So the show interface trunk command displayed no output on both of those. Hence, there are no trunk ports configured. The show interface's switch port command displayed all ports in dynamic auto mode. Okay, so as we go down here, do you see how this says FA02? All right, as we go down, there's FA03, 4, and it just keeps going through all of them until we get to the very end. This gives us information on every single interface. All right, and same here. We're just going to go down. This also gives us all the information on each interface. So it displays all ports in dynamic auto mode. Then we're going to issue the show VLAN command to verify proper VLAN configuration. Okay, we'll do it on one first. So show VLAN, hit enter, and we're going to do show VLAN and hit enter. All right, now here we're supposed to observe VLAN 10 is the only non-default VLAN appearing. Apparently all ports are associated with VLAN 1. So you can see VLAN 1, and here's all these different ports. And then here's 10, shows VLAN 10 is active, and it is not a default. So that's something. And the same is here. Here's VLAN 1. All of these are active. The VLAN 10 is active also, but is the only one that's not a default. Okay, so we're going to move our little instructions up. All ports associated with VLAN 1. Yes, we verified that. Okay, verify the VTP configuration on the switches. From this mode on both of our DLS 1 and 2 access layer switches, issue the show VTP status command to verify VTP modes and VLAN information. So as you can see, we have more here, so we need to hit enter till we get to our thing. So show VTP status and hit enter. I'm going to do that on show VTP status and hit enter. All right. So we are supposed to observe that both of these are VTP servers with no VTP domain name configured. So as I see, there's a version, revision. Domain name is, there is no name. And the same with this one. Domain name is not configured. Okay. Now we want to verify that the IEEE 802.1d spanning tree. So from each switch, we're going to show spanning dash tree command. So show dash tree. And let's do that for this one too. And hit enter. Okay, Now here we're looking at verify that all switches are running the IEEE 802.1d spanning tree. So we're looking for that information. Spanning tree enabled protocol. There's the IEEE. Okay, so I am assuming that there is only one type of IEEE because this does not show any other information as far as like the 802 part of it. So now comparing these two, I see that this says this bridge is the root. Ah, that's interesting. So hello time is 2 seconds, max age is 20 seconds, and forward delay is 15 seconds. That's the same for here too. But that's such a short amount of time. And so this is port 11, and our DLS1 is the bridge. This bridge is the root. All right. So those are the two differences between there. And we're supposed to verify that too. That number 1 is the root bridge. Okay. So we took care of that one. All right. Now, configure EtherChannel on the switches. Add EtherChannel functionality to DLS1 and 2. Enter the interface range mode for ports F0/11 and F0/12 on with the command interface range. All right, so let's give that a try. And hit enter. All right, so it's an invalid input detective. Now at this point in time I would have totally freaked out, but having Shauna as my teacher, she has shown us that we need to configure the terminal, which puts us into a config mode. Do you see that here? All right. And at that point, then we can put in the interface range 0/11. It looks like there's spaces there, but I'm unsure. Okay, it doesn't like that. Oh. Config if range. Interface the range. Okay, that might be right. So let's just stick with this one and see, enter the command switch port mode trunk. Switch port mode trunk and hit enter. Ooh, that did something on the other side as well. That's very interesting. Which, oh, we only needed to enable the Ethernet on the DLS1. Oh, but then we do the other ones on the steps A through C on DLS2. Well, that's interesting. When we hit enter for that, the exact same information came up for 11 and 12, 12 and 11. All right. And then we're going to stay on 1 and we're going to channel dash group 1 mode desirable and hit enter. Okay. That didn't work. Enter the command channel dash group 1 mode. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Gosh, I'm really bad at this. I don't like my keyboard. 1 mode desire, no E there, desirable. All right. Okay. So change state. Very interesting. So let's just see and get to that. So what we needed to do there was interface. Oh, first we needed to put us in the right configure mode. So configure terminal, hit enter. That puts us into that. And here we want to do interface range 0/11 space -12. Seemed to work. Okay. Switch port mode trunk. And channel group 1 mode, and let's spell this right, desirable. Ooh, that also did something on the other side too. So it looks like all of this information is similar. The 5 up downs, change state to up. So it looks like we're right on. So let's go back to 1. Now we need to add a logical port channel associated with the physical interfaces. So let's go down till we get there. We're going to, on DLS1, create a port channel 1 with the interface port channel. So port channel 1. And switch port mode trunk. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, I'm going to put on pause for just a moment. Okay, thank you. So let's see on this one. So on number 1, we did the interface right here on step 2, interface port channel 1 command. We did that. And enter the switch port mode trunk command. We did that. Repeat the steps A and B on DLS. Okay, so for channel 1, hit enter and switch port mode trunk. And we pretty much have the same thing on each of our screens here. All right. So now we want to verify the EtherChannel configuration. So let's go back to 1. And we're going to enter the command show EtherChannel summary. Oops, we have a boo-boo. And without my good teacher Shauna, I would never know that we needed to end out of the config. So what we need to do is we need to put end. All right. And that takes us out of the config. We're still in the exec mode, but we're not in the config mode. So we're going to do that on number 2. Hit enter. All right. So at this point, I'm going to move our little instructions up. Okay, we're right here. Step 3, enter the command show EtherChannel summary. And let's hit enter and observe the output. Okay, what we're looking for is to observe that ports 0, F0/11 and F0/12 appear under group 1. So is all the information that we have here. Aha. Group 1, and here's F11 and F12. The default port bundling protocol is PA little gp. There we go. Protocol is right there. Cool. All right. And now it wants us to show interface switch port. We want to observe that the physical ports 11 and 12 and the logical port P01 all appear as 802.11q trunk ports. All right, so we're going to go down, see how that's FA2? We're going to go down till we get to FA11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, so here's the information. The switch port is enabled. And we're looking for the logical port to be the PO1. Trunk, administrative, operational, trunking on, VLAN is on. It's VLAN 1 default. Okay, frankly, I didn't see any information there that shows us that. 12 seems to be the same. I don't see the IEE or the anything about the 802. So let's go all the way to the end and see what we find. Okay. If we go up a little bit. Okay. Here we have the logical port P01, and again, it doesn't say anything about the IEEE but we do see that it's enabled. Okay, so that one's just a little confusing to me. So on the DLS1, now it didn't tell us to do that on both of them. So on DLS1, enter the command ping 10-10-10-2, not dashes, sorry. Type escape sequence to abort. Success rate is 80%. And something that was mentioned in Shauna's video was this timeout is only 2 seconds, so it really doesn't give any time at all for it to connect. So we're going to, by the way, let's move these down just a second so you can see. Oh, look at that. We have communication now between our two switches here. See that? We got green and we're moving. Okay. And then we want to show running config, hit enter, and in this we're observing the output displays port channel load balance SRC MAC. Alright, so so you can notice all of these just have sort of blank information, but on our 11 and our 12 group, or channel group 1 mode desirable, switch port mode trunk. Let's go on down. We're also looking for port channel load balance. Okay, I did not see any information there that tells me anything about load balance. I didn't see those words, but we did find out that this is desirable on 11 and 12. So I hope that had something to do with something. No information here. Current configuration. Building configuration. I'm sorry, there is no port channel load balance SRC MAC. So, indicating the load balancing across the logical ether channel is based on the source MAC address of the data. No, we didn't find that out, but we did, however, get our information to go back and forth. So what we're going to do is check our results. And congratulations on completing this activity. Network. Okay, and we don't have any tests there. Assessments, other, correct. Okay, so I'm good. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.